Family, it's another episode of In This Very Ring right here on A2GRadio.com. We are streaming to you on all our wonderful platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube. Guys, tonight we have our Extreme Rules preview show. As always, right down here, dead center, we've got the United States champion, the man they call Butters, and joining us from Lazy Booking, it is the OG wrestling show host himself, the man from the pier. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Heel Chrome.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here. Had to take some time out of my busy day, but I bought a bottle of the bubbly. I got to class those sons of bitches up.
All right. Well, we thank you for
Enjoy
being
a little
here.
bit of the bubbly.
Is that really the bubbly? It really is. That's awesome.
Somebody's got to class you bastards up.
Yeah, no kidding. Guys, we're brought to you by our Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Check him out on the web at specializedphysicaltherapy.com. He's got 3 locations at Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey. Also, the Gutter guys at Ambuck Services. They are the gutter and deck experts of South Jersey. Give them a call at 856-879-5530. Gentlemen, QB54 brings our poll question. This is the most lackluster event of the year. Agree, disagree, with very little hype coming into Extreme Rules and the product kind of taking a duller, more dragged out kind of taste in everybody's mouth. What do you guys think, Chrome? We're going to start with you as our guest. Agree, disagree? Tell me about it.
I don't know if it's the most lackluster, but not very excited about it, to be honest. You know, I feel like we're at the point where, and honestly, you guys know this, every year, this is the time of year where, you know, whether there's fans or not, and it's been a struggle without the fans, especially, this is the time of year between WrestleMania and SummerSlam that we really hit a lull, minus Money in the Bank, of course. So, you know, my expectation level isn't incredibly high. So for me to say it's the most lackluster, maybe it is right now because the year is only going to be 7 months in. Still 5 more pay-per-views. I'm going to disagree just because I feel like a lot of it has been tough at this point. So I disagree.
All right. Butters?
If you're talking about so far, I'd have to agree. To me, I haven't felt the hype for it. I don't know. It just seems like one of those. You're hyping, you know, you're making all these different great matches, different stipulations, and you even gave it. What are they calling it? I mean, have they changed the name for the umpteenth million time, or
it's like the horror show at Extreme Rules?
I should say you're hyping. You're trying to make this. You know, like you said, the horror show at Extreme Rules. You figured they'd hype it up a little more, give us a little more oomph to say, hey, are you trying to stray away from the fact that, you know, it's Extreme Rules? You trying to call it the horror show from now on, or are you trying to, you know, if that's the case, move it to October? But go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good. Keep going.
You know, I haven't felt anything for this pay-per-view. It is lackluster for me so far. So I will agree with the poll.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree myself. Coming off the heels of, you know, WrestleMania, which was, in my opinion, very, very good. Money in the Bank was also really decent when you looked at it as a whole. But then you take Extreme Rules, something that has such a different meaning to the world of professional wrestling, and then you turn around and you're going to call it the horror show, right? We're not sitting here, as much as we like the cinematics, and we've all agreed that we like the cinematics that WWE's done throughout this whole pandemic. I don't want to sit down and watch a movie, right? I don't want the idea that it's going to be a movie, or, you know, because we've got this stupid ass eye for an eye match, right? Like, to me, Extreme Rules means something different. It means ECW. It means hardcore matches. It means stipulation. It means it means so much more than a horror show, right? Is that
the swamp match going on?
yeah, the Wyatt Swamp Match? I mean, there's just too many things for me that just make me go, meh. So in comparison to what we've seen in so far in 2020, with the deck stacked against them, WWE's done pretty good. You haven't done great in every aspect, but they've done pretty good. But to me, this one, it's so just tough right now. And I mean, Chrome, you're right. You're absolutely right when you say every time, around June, July, as we get ready to head into SummerSlam and kind of that break between WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and with the exception of Money in the Bank. So the summer's a really tough time for the WWE, just as a whole. To reiterate Chrome's point. Yeah, I mean, I'm not super excited for tomorrow night. We're obviously going to run down the show and break down the card, and I've got a lot of questions as to why they're doing things the way they are. But it's not. Even Rosca chimes in. Rosca says the Universal Championship's not on the line, right? You're putting Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt Swamp match. I mean, Braun Strowman in a Wyatt Swamp match, and we're not putting the title on the line. We get it, right? You're gonna drag this out, but do something different. Frank Vespi chiming in, hey yo, sorry to bother you at work. Any reason why they called it the horror show? Because they hate me.
It's a name that and I think that's what the second or third iteration of the name that they changed already.
In some way, shape, or form. I know it started off as Extreme Rules, the horror show. Now it's the horror show at Extreme Rules. I don't know what the other one was. I just don't think the horror show should be on it at all. Edie chiming in saying, "What's up? What's up, Edie?" And Malakovic's here. What's up, fellas? Looks like Andy made it back for another show. Hey, man, I'm always here. But Butters is here to save the day.
Woo! Yeah.
And Jake, what's up, boys? I agree to the poll, but then again, the only pay-per-views I watch are the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. And Greg liked your shirt, Chrome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, very much.
Care to tell everybody what kind of shirt that is so they don't think it's a bag of Sour Patch Kids exploding on your chest?
Bro, you wouldn't know fucking style if it slapped you in the face. Shut your mouth.
You're damn right I wouldn't.
This is WrestleMania 6 Hogan Warrior right here.
Good shirt. Good shirt.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's talk a little this week in pro wrestling as we lead into our Extreme Rules preview. We'll start Monday night on Raw. We start with the VIP lounge. It kind of feels like Raw last week and Raw this week start off very, very similar in regards to having an MVP come out, doing a talk segment. I know last week there was a double contract signing that started Raw. But this week you have Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. We still don't know what the stipulation is for Sunday. Throughout this whole segment, the stipulation for tomorrow night's match still not announced.
I mean, I see it as a great heel move at the last minute. Your champion doesn't know what match he's going to do. So, I mean, Ziggler's trying to take the advantage away from him, knowing what the match is going to be. I mean, from a wrestling perspective.
Right. Chrome, thoughts on why they're choosing to wait to announce the...
Yeah. I mean, I think Butters is... I can't believe I'm saying this. I think Butters is spot on in terms of... it's just, it's a way to advance the story, and it is a classic heel move by Ziggler to make the champion have to wait until the very last second, so he doesn't have the time to prepare, and he gets, he's the one-upsmanship and the leg up over the champion. So I think that's purely what it is. That's the story that they're telling, and I'm fine with it. Doesn't matter to me.
So now, do you think it's going to be one of those things to where they wait till the kickoff show to make the announcement, or does it get out when Ziggler comes to the ring, or do you think they do a drop on social media tomorrow, like late afternoon, telling us what the stipulation is? Trying to get those last minute buys.
I think he'll probably tell them before the match starts on the mic.
Wait that long? Yeah, that's kind of what I see too. I didn't like the inclusion of MVP here. Then again, I've never been a big MVP fan. You shake your head at me like you disapprove.
I do disapprove because clearly you don't have an eye for talent.
No, I think he's great in the ring. I've never liked him on the mic.
You never like.
It's one of the best things about him.
I could never get behind it. Don't
So you
don't know
don't
why.
get behind people who actually can articulate and tell a great story
No.
and use inflection in their voice and actually get over and draw heat. So you don't like guys who actually do everything you're supposed to do.
I know
with a
it's what he's
promo,
supposed to
maybe?
do. I just don't like him. Am I allowed not to have an opinion? I don't like the guy.
No, not when your opinion isn't right.
It's an opinion though.
No, and well, you lose the right to opinions when your opinion's not right.
An opinion doesn't have to be right or wrong. It's an opinion.
Good Lord.
But I don't know. I'm not a fan of MVP. Like to kind of calm myself down. I'm not a huge MVP fan. I never really was. He's good for a couple of weeks. It's like I've gone back when he came back this go around. I was like, let me go back and watch some old MVP stuff. And I caught his TNA run, like his entrance where he's the secret investor or whatever mystery investor. Then when they were overseas and he comes out, and all of that. Like he's good for the first couple of weeks, and then it's the same thing. It gets very bland for me. Edie chiming in. Maybe you think it's this lackluster event. Let's be honest. Maybe WWE put on great show and bad show. We never know. Maybe too many cinematic match, but this only chance for WWE to do something different than they do before. Also, they're not real fan in pay-per-view. So I think, if I translate this correctly, I think he thinks, I think he thinks it's going to be a lackluster event, but WWE may put on a good show or a bad show. Too many cinematic matches is the only way WWE can do something different, and not having real fans in the arena hurts them. I think I got that right.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Breaking news. I heard from Matty. He said he thought it was at 10.
No worries. Please, God, don't let the criteria have said it was at 10. That would be so my fault. I could have sworn
I can't read it because you send it in some dipshit program that doesn't open right.
It's called Google Docs.
Well, I don't know why you have to use Google Docs and then you have to log in to get to it. It's stupid.
Yeah, whatever.
And then it asked me for a 2-step authentication. I'm like, I'm just trying to read the email, man. Put a PDF and let's go. Let's not complicate things.
Let's see. It says broadcast time, Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, not on me.
All right, he'll be joining us momentarily.
Excellent.
Woo!
At least we can have like the sane half of the Ginger Gang with us.
I'm relaxed, and
we can tell.
And I'm sane.
How much of that bubbly have you had, sir?
Not much. I am pretty tired from the sun, though. I'll tell you that. I was in this pool all day.
Oh, such a horrible life you live.
It is.
Edie giving us some Slammiversary updates. I hope this isn't spoiling it for anybody, but Heath Slater has made his debut in Impact.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. If there's anybody that considers anything from Impact a spoiler, which really, unless you're watching it live, nobody goes back and watches it later. Let's be real. This ain't the WWE Network. Nobody's paying on a pay-per-view. So if you didn't see it happen live, it ain't a spoiler at this point.
So I was sitting at work today, and I was like, all right, I'm going to start putting together stuff for tonight's show, like just making sure I didn't miss any news articles or whatever. And I'm on YouTube just scrolling through, and it was a video of all the mystery teases for Slammiversary and who's going to come back. So I was like, all right, I got to watch this. They were so dumb. All the little mystery teases that they did, like, oh, you guys are good brothers, or something like, it'd be good to have some good brothers tag the division.
Well, were they like legitimate teases or were they like fan-made things?
No, these were things that TNA did.
Yeah, TNA did legitimate teases like most.
First of all, let's not speak inappropriately. TNA no longer exists. Okay,
my apologies. Impact.
Jesus Christ.
Impact.
It's still TNA to me, damn it.
Holy shit, it's Matty and he's got a light.
I do. I'm at my friend's house, actually.
I was gonna say, there's
That's
another
why.
human.
Yeah, my friend Andre, I'm at his house, actually. So, yeah, I thought the show was at 10. So, like it
No.
usually is.
Oopsie. We did a 9:30 start time because I got off early.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
here now.
Yeah, great. And hey, you still have some wrestling stuff in the background.
I do, yeah. And it's actually kind of funny. He decided to put some belts behind me, actually, to try
Nice.
and spruce it up.
Look,
Yeah.
I have belts too.
You guys must be so proud. All you guys are fucking world champions over there. Congratulations.
I'm not. These aren't my belts.
Shut up, Matt. Nobody would have known.
I'm an honest person, okay?
Screw honesty. It's show business.
Show business, huh? Okay. Gotcha. So then
Just
that
like-
means Butters is the ECW champ with the WWE version of the ECW title.
Correct.
You have the crappy looking WWE belt there.
Yes, I
And
do. You have the Raw Women's title behind you. So
Yes.
shut up.
there we go. Although apparently he got this one signed by Alexa Bliss, so there you go. But anyway.
Fair enough. Duly noted. He might win. Yeah, well, no, hold on. Butters didn't pay for his.
Oh, well, that's not bad. That's pretty badass.
Butters was a gift.
Was it a gift because somebody just wanted to get rid of it? Or was it because you just saw it and you're like, yeah, I'll take it?
The short version is Butters is someone's bitch, and that is how they paid him.
Okay. All right, then.
Gift. So, Matt, let's get you to chime in on the poll question real fast, buddy. This is a lackluster event. Agree or disagree?
Oh, what, for Extreme Rules?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they're sprucing it up for a reason. They're calling it a horror show for a reason. They're really trying to get people suckered in to say, yeah, I'm totally excited for this event, even though it's a nothing pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really excited for tomorrow, I don't think. But so we're talking about Raw right now. We're talking about MVP and how I'm not a huge fan of MVPs, and apparently I'm wrong in that. I'm not allowed to, not like somebody, according to Captain Bubbly over here.
Captain Bubbly? Who's Captain Bubbly?
Your tag team partner. He's got some of the bubbly over there.
Oh, okay. A little bit of the bubbly. Okay.
Yeah, it's legit little bit of the bubbly.
No, mine's not really bubbly, but you know.
Mine's a Chick-fil-A cup.
True.
But I have Raising Cane's tea in the fridge. Anyway, back to wrestling. So Dolph and Drew interrupts. Yeah, McIntyre comes out. Drew and Dolph interrupt each other back and forth. He even called. He called Heath Slater. He needs some action right now, and Drew jabs Ziggler in the mouth and walks off.
Okay, then.
That's how Drew jabs Ziggler in the mouth and walks off. What did I say, Matt?
I think no. You said it right.
Okay, I thought I said Drew jabs Matt in the mouth. Wow, that's been a long day.
No, you said Drew. I mean, it was a.
We okay?
We're okay now.
I sat down. I got looks. I don't know what the deal was. What's going on?
I was waiting to hear what Butters was saying.
It was a meh segment. Meh.
Yeah, it really was. And then Charlie Clarusso's backstage with Angel Garza, Andrade, and Selena. She wants to know how they're going to get on the same page tonight. And Vega says she's pushing a false narrative that her clients aren't on the same page. Vega reminds her that they beat the Viking Raiders and teamed with Randy Orton to beat Big Show. No man can measure up to Andrade or Garza, and women are beneath her. Vega insults Charlie's appearance, but Garza interrupts, says he doesn't have to choose between women. Andrade says together they'll win the Raw tag titles tonight. So this brings out the Viking Raiders. And they've been the most dominant team for over the years. They've dishonored them. Tonight they're going to run through them. Charlie gets distracted by Ivar's charms. Apparently this is the running gag with women and Ivar.
Convenient, Maddie. Convenient.
What's convenient?
I get a compliment from one of the viewers, and you just happen to just skip right by it and keep going.
I didn't see it. Wait. Well, hold on. Put it back up. Oh, Chrome shirt is amazing. The first 117 says Chrome shirt is amazing. We knew that, though. We've already established that.
What's amazing, guys, is you should have heard the complete opposite narrative that I got before I got on the air from.
I said it looked like a Sour Patch Kid bag exploded on your chest. And the first 117 is just here for Matt. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
The Vikings take Garza's rose and hand it to Charlie. Charlie swoons as Garza looks furious. The fuck's going on here?
I mean, why are they pushing Garza being a ladies' man when we know Garza proposed to his girlfriend in the middle of the NXT ring?
Because that didn't happen.
Yeah, that was a real life event. We're talking storyline now.
I get that, but come on. Have some sort of realism to it.
I mean, it's WWE. I think they took realism out a long time ago.
Guys, it's professional wrestling. Let me just say here. Somebody asked me a question earlier this week, and it came up about this eye for an eye match, right? And they're like, "Isn't this the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of?" And they said, "We're talking about professional wrestling here, guys." And he's like, "But you don't think it's the weirdest thing?" And I was like, "I watched for 20 years people get buried alive and then magically be okay 2 weeks later. So, no, is this the weirdest thing that I've heard of? No.
Or a guy hung from the Hell in a Cell was back next week.
Right, like a guy literally got killed in the First Union Center during WrestleMania 15.
And by the way, he came back with no ailments, no nothing. He was just walking like it was just a regular. Hey guys, I'm back. I got hanged at WrestleMania. That
was a regular Monday in the office.
Yeah, your day at the office, but no big deal.
And also that same guy fed somebody their dog. Like, is this the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in professional wrestling? Absolutely.
We had a guy that literally was in a coffin that caught on fire and walked out and beat the shit out of everybody one night.
And that same guy who got hung from the cell, fed somebody his dog, went to somebody's dad's funeral and hog-tied the casket and drove off with it with the person whose father was in the casket hanging on to it, basically. That was his entire 99, by the way. His entire year.
No, the dog thing wasn't 99, was it?
Yes, it was. It was all 99. It was all over one belt, too, for the most part.
Interesting. I just let's talk about it right now, right? The eye for an eye match. To Chrome's point, it's not the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but for you to sit there and tell me you're really gonna pull someone's eye out of their socket, it like I can't believe that. You have gone past the realm of me believing things.
I'm in for the testicle for a testicle match, by the way.
First 117 says eye for an eye is the worst idea, and they specified an eye has to come out. I want testicle for a testicle match.
That would probably do the best rating.
If Heyman was still running the show, you might get that.
Yeah.
Or loser has to keep Lana match.
I don't know if that's a bad thing.
That kills your career.
Well, I mean, for your career, it's the worst thing ever.
I mean, has Bobby done anything since he was with Lana?
Has Bobby done anything since he wasn't with Lana?
Well, actually, has he done anything since he... Well, that's true. But has he really done anything too great since he came back to WWE?
Yeah, that was my next bit. That was my next bit. So the Viking Raiders and Angel Garza versus Andrade. Andrade and Angel win. Apparently, this was an elimination match. Was that made known beforehand? Because I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did say it.
Okay. Malakovic wants to know, what's the details of Ziggler's tweets? Anyone can go to any promotion with no penalty. Is that true? I didn't know that. I haven't been on Twitter today. What I miss?
I'm fixing to find out because I missed something too. Then
Chrome, you know anything about this?
I
Edie
was in
says,
the pool all day.
okay. Edie says,
I'm
Rich,
waiting
you
in.
say no one will be excited to tune into Extreme Rules, but 1 million people will watch it tomorrow. Either it's bad or good. That's the power of WWE. There's also nothing else on.
Not right now.
I mean,
This is kind of their last hurrah before that ends.
yeah, like this is, and you would think they would do something a little bit bigger, knowing that everything's coming back.
I mean, really, are we that or like? I'm just not caught up with that. I mean, it is what it is. I never ever have an expectation for anything between WrestleMania and SummerSlam, other than Money in the Bank.
That's a fair statement.
I just know I'm setting myself up for disappointment. So if I have little to no expectation for those pay-per-views, if they do anything that's good, it's going to feel special to me at least.
Fair point. Fair point. So Sarah's in the back. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name. No. And she's
Shriver?
interviewing. Huh?
Did Sarah Shriver?
Sure. That sounds right. She's interviewing Ruby Riott. But before Ruby can speak, the Iconics appear and shoo off the interview lady. Peyton says Ruby abandoned her only friend and now she's all alone. Billy reminds her that they both beat her and tonight they'll beat her again. Peyton says the tag team match will have to become a handicap match because Ruby has no friends. And this is when Ruby says that's your cue. And who walks into the shot? Bianca Belair. I actually enjoyed Bianca because we just talked about her last week, Butters. You know, how she hasn't been on and everything like that. So having her come back and be on, and the promo was great. You know, it was her typical great everything like that promo. But it was really good, and Billy and Peyton played it off really well.
Real
Okay.
quick, as far as your tweet that you were talking about 2 seconds ago,
Yeah.
he's saying as of today, a bunch of your favorite wrestlers are contractually free to show up anywhere and kick some ass. Good luck to every damn one of them.
Oh, that just means that the 90 days is over with. The first 117, Chrome. You had some seafood restaurant down at the shore?
It's a great question, first 117. I want to thank you for your contribution to the show. I'm in my backyard, but keep
He
riding
likes
on, my
he's
friend.
at the shore. I mean, I would too with that kind of backdrop. So Ruby and Bianca beat the Iconics. Pretty standard tag team match, nothing special. I mean, realistically, Rollins has his promo. Well, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. I totally skipped over it because I saw Akira and R-Truth and I stopped caring for a moment. So we'll skip all the bullshit and let's just get to the point to it. Shayna Baszler comes back.
Okay.
Did anybody watch her promo?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
Just happy to see Shayna back on TV, honestly. You know, this is one of those ones that's confusing to me because, you know, we don't know what's true and what's not, but all the dirt sheets will tell you Vince doesn't know what to do with her. Doesn't know what to do with a MMA fighter, but yet we watched what he did with Ronda, and he did a pretty damn good job with Ronda. So I don't understand that. And then it said he doesn't understand MMA fighters' places in professional wrestling. Well, Brock Lesnar.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's weird. By the way, there is a new Impact Women's Champion, Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh wow, Deonna won.
It's defeated Jordan Grace. Correct.
Wow.
Very good. Kind of saw
Sorry
that
if I'm
coming
spoiling
though.
for you. Yeah, I mean, it was the right move, I think. But anyway, yeah, no, it's. I'm happy to see her back, man. I think that Shane has come a long way, and Maddie can tell you from our shows. If you would have talked to me a year and a half ago about Shane, I was on a total 180 on the other side of the spectrum. But I felt like this last year, she really, especially right around after like SummerSlam time, leading up to that Survivor Series run and everything we saw beyond that, man, I felt like she really put the foot on the gas. Promos better. In ring, way or nowhere near as green as she used to be.
What the hell is going on?
Well, friends, he's fucking with me.
With
a glitter unicorn, friggin'
like,
narwhal.
Like it's not a question of like why is it blown up. It's a question of why the hell does he have it?
I don't ask questions. I've stopped doing that a long time ago.
But yeah, I'm happy to have her back, guys. That's it. That's all I got. And I thought it was a good promo. Solid.
Yeah, no, I really like it.
Does Vince does he not want another Ronda situation with Baszler, or?
No, yeah. I hope. Yeah, I would think he would die for another Ronda situation with all the money that he made from that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Shayna is that like you have another opportunity for someone who's been in the MMA world crossing over into the wrestling world. When you get somebody who does it successfully, and sure, Shayna had her ups and downs in NXT, but she got better over time. Once you start seeing that transition become successful, it's like there's something about it that makes it even better. There's something about it. It's just like, wow, this person was able to go from MMA to pro wrestling, and that's amazing because they're not easy. It's a totally different environment once you step in.
Like, does he think, maybe she's going to get in that overly dominant situation like they had with Bray Wyatt? Where they didn't know if they could take the title off of it without, making sense?
I don't think so, because like we were able to take the title off of Asuka, right? And it made sense. People didn't like it, but it made sense. You're able to take the title off of Brock, and it makes sense. I mean, I don't think they would back themselves into a corner. They were even able to take the title off of Ronda, and it makes sense, right? You're able to. I don't think they can back themselves into a corner with Shayna.
As long as they're giving Asuka a run with the belt for now. So there's that side that you won't get that kind of backlash from people who are saying, well, they won't give Asuka a run. They had her job out to Shayna, so you don't have to worry about that kind of backlash. And then in terms of possibly getting booked into a corner, I don't really. The only way I could ever see them doing that is if they had something set up months in advance. This was going to happen, and now we're kind of stuck with Shayna versus so-and-so, and now we got a problem. Because that's pretty much what led to the issues with The Fiend.
Yeah. Seth comes out, and we have for probably like the next 30 minutes, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy and Owens, Rey Mysterio kind of overtake the entire Raw show. Nothing really to take off of there. They're just building the eye for an eye, which is probably one of the weirdest things ever, and I can't stress that enough. Big Show, Randy Orton, Ric Flair. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole angle?
It's great that we have the Legend Killer back. I'm happy about that.
Chrome?
I mean,
you done, Butters, or?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would oh my god. No, I would say I agree. This is the best Randy Orton we've ever seen. And it's crazy when you think about him, man. I mean, he's gone through so many iterations of what seems like the same character. We did the greatest heel tournament, on our show. And I think at this point, has there been a better heel in the history of professional wrestling? I don't know if there has. And he may be as good now as he's ever been. And adding Rick to it, I like teasing that Rick, he may turn on Rick and do the same with his legend. Love that. And I mean, we know Show only comes back for these short shots. So I think it's a good use of Show in a brief period here. And I mean, I love it. I love everything about this.
Could this be how Show it's a weird way to go out, but could this be a way for Show to retire? Like Randy kills his legend and he retires kind of bit?
I could see it.
Maybe.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad way to go out,
Yeah. I did love the fact that Truth didn't realize who he was fighting. He thought he was fighting Rick the whole time, and then it's like, no, bro, you're fighting Randy.
Do you guys want me to tell you who the mystery fourth person is in the title match? Because they're doing the entrances now.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's figure that out.
Well, I'll just jump in when it happens.
You
want
talking
to guess
about
real quick who you think it's going to be for Impact?
At
I think it's
EC3.
going to be EC3. Yeah, I agree. Anybody else? Anyone else?
Yeah, I think
I
EC3.
My only other guess would be Eric Young.
Which would be a massive disappointment. An outside one, I'll say Bubba, but I don't think it's going to be Bubba either.
No, I couldn't see Bubba going back.
Pretty cool surprise if you are a guy who's watched Impact back in the day, though. Pretty cool surprise to see the Motor City Machine Guns when you expected to get Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, I read that earlier. Motor City Machine Guns was such a foundation of their tag team.
And they are such a phenomenal team. I mean, they worked in Japan, too.
Mm-hmm.
They are a phenomenal team that, probably one of the best teams ever to not, ever appear or perform in WWE as a tag team. Pretty awesome to see them back together and work in Impact. Look? So they look great. They look really great. They actually, I believe, have a tag title match this week. So here we go. I'm trying to see who we got here. Don't tell me that's who it is.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no. Who is it?
Wow.
Oh no. Who is
It's
it?
bad.
How bad is it?
What a waste. This is one of the best for Impact, and we know what a struggle it is for them. This is one of the best built pay-per-views that they've had in years. Talking about promotional-wise, this is a joke. It's Rich Swann.
Wait, what?
Hold on, what?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. So you had Eric Young, EC3, Bubba Dudley, a plethora of people, and you went with Rich Swann.
What?
I would have rather them thrown Heath Slater in that.
Yeah, you had Heath Slater too.
What is... I guess it's official. Impact can't do anything right. Jesus.
Impact is trash.
Wait.
Developing story. Hold on.
They're about to ring the bell, and now another music thing hit. It's got to be EC3. Oh, it's Eric Young.
It's Eric Young.
I'm okay with Eric Young though.
Okay, but still though, when you get Rich Swann and then you put Eric Young over that,
Dude.
man, woo.
Young looks old as dirt, though. This is terrible.
Woo. Wow.
Tuck guy says what?
Okay, so Impact, fuck you.
That's like, you were my only hope.
Not really, because I don't watch them, but still, I'm going to say it for the people who are.
It's like, damn you, you bastard!
You fucked it up. You done fucked it up.
Promo.
You had legit, like, you had the entire wrestling world watching because you knew what was coming. The fact that the 90 days was over and people could start competing, and you had the opportunity of a lifetime, and you squandered it so bad.
I've seen so many people today on social media, Reddit, Twitter, you name it, talking about how they were actually seriously heavily debating on buying a $40 pay-per-view because the way the promos have been for Impact here. You know, they're like really excited for Slammiversary that they're, you know, heavily leaning to the $40 pay-per-view, like, and now it's like y'all just wasted your money.
Yeah, I mean, it's how do I word this where I don't sound like I'm just completely destroying them?
Good luck.
No, fuck it, right? You even went as far as having D'Lo tease aces and eights. Like I would have legit bought the pay-per-view if I knew aces and eights were coming back. Out of all like TNA, that time period is one of my favorites to go back and watch.
It was pretty good.
It's probably the best thing they've ever done.
Good. I don't know about ever, but it's up there.
Well, I said one of the best things.
I mean, during that era with Hogan and Bischoff and everything like that, I would say that had to have been their best storyline because that era was a little rough to get through sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely. All right, so where were we? Oh, Raw. Raw ends with Sasha Banks and Bayley defeating the Kabuki Warriors. You know, Sasha and Bayley are still the women's tag team champions. Bayley's the SmackDown Women's Champion. Does Sasha capture the Raw title, and do they have complete dominance over the women's division this Sunday at Extreme Rules?
No.
No.
At this point, it wouldn't surprise me.
I got to agree with Butters. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to see it happen. I actually want to see Sasha win and Bayley lose.
I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, it just doesn't make sense because you want to set up for Bayley versus Sasha. Is that what we're still trying to get to? Because if not, then we're off on this other tangent again. I'm like, Jesus. All right, shit or get off the pot. Like, please.
We're shuffling.
I don't think they're gonna get to that point anymore. I think they're so far behind them.
I think that's still see. That's why I want to see Bayley lose and Sasha win.
No. What's going to happen here? No, because they're not going to switch shows, guys. They're not switching shows. They're going to keep Sasha as a singles superstar on SmackDown because they will get to the Bayley heel turn. Well, Bayley's the heel. Sasha's going to be the face again. It's pretty clear how this is going to go down. They're not giving up on this. It should have been done years ago, but they're not giving up on this. So it's very clear how this is going to go. And it's very clear to me, looking at and hearing with the news that Kyrie is going to work essentially through SummerSlam, that you're going to get Kyrie versus Asuka at SummerSlam. And they also have said that Kyrie will not work for another company, though. She will have an open relationship with WWE to come back and work periodically.
Correct.
So I don't think there's any chance in the world that Sasha wins this match. None. I know you love her there, Butters, or whatever you Land O'Lakes down there. I know you love her, but I'm telling you right now, pal, never happening.
It's the Land O'Lakes of popcorn making. Stop it. It's Bayley. Okay. Bayley.
That's your new. I'm calling you Land O'Lakes from now on.
So Raw for a go-home show. Nothing really super special, right? And then you go over to SmackDown, right? We'll talk about NXT in just a little bit, but you go over to SmackDown. The big thing there is, I don't even know, right? They announced the tag team titles are going to be fought in a tables match. I found that out. And then you have Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Asuka and Nikki Cross. So we do another tag team match with no Kyrie this time. And again, Bayley and Sasha win. There's a Firefly Funhouse bit, which leads us into Bray Wyatt and his OG Wyatt persona. He's humming, he's got the whole world in his hands. The swamp's peaceful and beautiful. He says that the rattlesnake's skin is the same color as he leaves. Called Braun a lost sheep looking for a home. He gave Braun purpose and created the monster. Then he left, or so Wyatt thought. This is a place where darkness comes to light, where devil comes to dance, where all the horrors of the world feel right at home. A part of you will live forever. Wyatt says it's apparent that Strowman can't control the monster, so he must destroy the monster he's become. This swamp fight should be fun. And this leads us into Braun versus Morrison. He's cutting a promo saying he'll kick in the gates of hell to face the devil himself. He's going to end Bray before he ends Braun. And then Strowman went to the ring and Morrison took off. Braun obviously wins that. Morrison had to be helped from the ring because he was saying that he can't feel his fingers. Lacey versus Tamina. Woo. The referee. Well, I'm sorry.
Lacey versus Naomi.
This swear to God said Lacey versus Tamina. I haven't finished SmackDown yet. So as I was reading it, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. So it's Lacey versus Naomi. Which sparked the Give Naomi a Chance movement on Twitter today.
No. Have you seen? Did you see Naomi's tweet today?
No, what'd it say?
The picture was Lacey pinned Naomi with the leg back.
Oh yeah, no, I heard about this. I didn't see her tweet though.
So basically, Naomi said there's only one person that can pin my like that, and he's not here. It's like, damn, are we that horny? I mean, does COVID-19 make everybody horny now? Like, what? Come on.
Well, when you shuttered into, the performance center.
I mean, and have you been on people's Twitters and Instagrams? Like, it's people aren't wearing clothes anymore.
I don't know if they'll ever. I don't think they'll come back. I think they'll just walk out buck naked when the whole pandemic's over. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna go, to Wawa, get some milk, and they'll just walk out buck naked.
Like, I was reading an article the other day, and we're not gonna get into it, but somebody said that Texans need to turn off their air conditioners because it'll spread COVID-19. The immediate comment underneath it. Well, guess I'm getting COVID. Fuck my air conditioner. Or something like that. I was like, fuck you. I'm not turning my AC off when it's 132 degrees outside.
It's bad enough that my car AC is broke.
Oh.
Let me tell you about it. It's hot. It's damn hot. The sun has drug its balls across Texas. It is hot.
But you have Matt Riddle versus... God damn it, Butters. Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles in the Intercontinental title match. Excuse me. Just reading this, like I said, I haven't finished SmackDown. I had to work all day today. But it looks fantastic on paper. AJ Styles gives Riddle a handshake because AJ actually wins. And then Corbin jumps Riddle from behind and pummeled him. Corbin caps it off with an end of days, which, to Butter's point from earlier, this could show up to Riddle versus
Corbin.
King Douchebag tomorrow night on the pay-per-view. I'm sorry, I said that out loud. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the eater of dog food?
Yeah. Jackass.
We're not here to talk about Al Snow and what Big Boss Man fed him.
Well, I thought that was Perry Saturn, not Al Snow.
Oh, no, it was Al who got fed his dog.
Wow. I need to freshen up on my fucked up WWE history.
It's just because I remember it, and it has burned into my mind like the Katie Vick thing. Just like it was horrifying. So you never forget it.
Not Butters.
I think
Maddie.
What?
Maddie, the weird shit that you remember. Like within the last 5 minutes, you brought up somebody eating someone's dog and Katie Vick. You're into some really twisted shit to remember. You know that?
That's because you get stuck in your head because you're just like, no way did they really do this and put it live on the air. And they did. And they got away with it, too, which was even weirder that they were able to get away with
that
it.
meddling kids and that stupid dog.
I think we need to do a whole segment on that. The most twisted shit WWE has ever done.
Oh, God.
That's a 3-hour special right there. Whew.
I don't think there's enough bubbly for that. Chrome, can you confirm? Is there enough bubbly for that?
I don't know. I'm stingy. I don't share well with other people, guys.
So we've noticed. Been on the air the whole time. You even haven't offered me a sip.
Well, I don't like you.
Well, I don't like you either. So. Glad we're in agreement.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too. So NXT, because we skipped over it because it wouldn't load on my screen over here. Big thing to take away from there. Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic put on another great match.
Guys are unbelievable together.
They really are. It's so good that they have
no match ever feels like it was the same as any other one they've had before either, which is a huge tip to those. It's almost like Miz and Ziggler, right? How many times have we seen it, but it never feels like the same match? Some guys just have that kind of a chemistry. It's insane. Brett and Shawn, you know what I mean?
Rock and Austin.
I'm not putting those guys on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting those guys on that level, but when you talk about that kind of chemistry, it's just something special.
Yeah.
That you can have 10 matches together and none of them feel like you've ever seen it before. It's pretty impressive.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I just said totally agree with that one.
All right, and then Io Shirai, Tegan Nox. This was actually a solid match too. Kind of upset though. I mean, I knew she wasn't going to win. Kind of upset though that Tegan didn't get the win here. It always feels like when it comes down to like the big ones, Tegan can't get the job done. So that's a little frustrating to me.
I was a little sad. I was, like you said, I was expecting it for Io to win it, but it was one of those. I was a little sad that Tegan didn't get it.
I mean, when you look at it, you can take it as, I mean, yeah, it does suck, but at the same time, it's also kind of like, okay, they're building it up, to that big win moment, which, again, as long as it makes sense, like if it was the right time to change the title, fine. But if it's not the right time, it's like, all right, fine. Lose now, you win later in a bigger environment.
Right, absolutely. And I think Tegan's one of those people that also is having to wait for the fans to come back to get her moment, because I think they want to share that moment with the fans.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, it is time. It is time to dive in to Extreme Rules, or I'm sorry. Hold on. The horror show at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, Andy, why didn't you get the show right?
Well, because it sucks, Maddie. The 117 says, Chrome's an American icon. Smash the bottle and leave. I'll replace
Oh my god. And he says I will replace the bottle.
Yeah.
No, because that includes me.
And then Rich Tut guy wants to know if I'm related to Louis Anderson. No, I'm not. I don't know, man. Deal with it. Enjoy your
He's
stay.
related to Arn, though. He's related to Arn Anderson.
Me or Louis?
You.
Okay. All right, so let's dive into the horror show at Extreme Rules. Dum dum dum. I feel like we should have like lightning crash and the lights dim down Actually, I can make part of that happen. Hold on. Stand by.
I feel like they might be doing stuff like that at at Extreme Rules.
What, making stuff?
Oh, no, don't tell me they're going to have that stupid blue and yellow fucking lighting in the goddamn ring during the freaking matches to make it spooky.
Well, is this spooky enough for you?
Yes, that is horrifying.
So I mean,
fuck you.
What are they trying to I mean, are they, with them naming it the horror show at Extreme Rules, are we trying to go Halloween Havoc here, or are we just trying to,
Dude, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what life is. It scares me too much.
And apparently real quick, I just seen the bar fight is no longer, supposedly the bar fight is no longer taking place at Extreme Rules. It has apparently been moved to SmackDown next week.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I don't think anyone was really looking forward to that match. But then again, that's not saying much because there isn't much to look forward to.
Nope. All right, so what do you guys want to... screw it. The New Day versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura in a tables match for the... By the way, guys, before I get started on this, we dropped it earlier in all the chats right here on all our favorite sites. We have the In This Very Ring Universal Predictions Ballot is live right now on In This Very Ring's Facebook page. Fill that out. Next week, you can join this band of crazy sons of bitches as we recap Extreme Rules. All right, well, me and Butters. Maybe Matt.
I ain't sitting on here with day asses.
I'm sorry, with what?
Yeah, I ain't sitting on here and talking to them.
Don't let me hit you. I hit you with that buttered toast.
That's your finisher. That's the finisher. Buttered toast.
Buttered toast.
It's a sliced bread #2, but he calls it buttered toast.
Oh my god, that's great. Oh my god, and his entrance is to the buttermilk run.
Oh, we could book this. This is scary. This is terrifying, but I'm about it. This all spawned because of Tom Arnone. God help him. So the New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura in a tables match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Gentlemen, who do you got and why?
I mean, I could go for the New Day. I don't know that I'd see them pulling the trigger on Cesaro and Shinsuke right now, but then again, I don't know what the hell they got going on anymore.
Matty looks like he is in deep thought over there. He is contemplating the decisions of life.
I'm just thinking, of the situation right now. Because on one hand, they're not doing much with Shinsuke and Cesaro. They were having him be Sammy's, buddies, his tag-along for a little while. But then after that, it's kind of been there. It's just been whatever. And then, so part of me is thinking, like, WWE likes to just kind of give championships to people to kind of give them a shot in the arm and give them something to do. So, I don't know. I mean, unless they got something big planned for SummerSlam, which is possible, then you keep the belts on the New Day. But, I'm just wondering, maybe they might pull the trigger on Cesaro and Nakamura. Only because it's Extreme Rules. It's not a big pay-per-view. If it doesn't work out, you can always put the belts back on the New Day.
I think you need Chrome before I go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally see them exchanging the belts off right now. I still don't think that they believe in these two guys, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they're not buying into Cesaro and Nakamura, and it's a shame, especially with Cesaro, because it's such a missed opportunity. They continue to throw these guys in to these situations. I'll read that in a second. They keep throwing these guys into these situations, particularly with Cesaro, where, it's a great single star, and we have nothing for him, so we're going to just throw him in a tag team, right? It's that punchline all the time. Got nothing for him, throw him in a tag team. And it's a real missed opportunity for them. But that being said, and then the one tag team that actually really worked out, the Bar, they disbanded it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't see a reason to take it off the New Day. And what does this say here? By this first whoever. Chrome said it doesn't matter what the fans want. What you gonna do when Chrome was wild on you? I dig it. I like it, Mr. First 117. I know you are, but I like your style.
Yeah, first 117. My bud's out there.
Edie says the New Day versus Cesaro and Nakamura would be a good match with 4 talented guys in the ring. Cesaro and Nakamura win. I kind of gotta agree with Edie here. I think the tag team division as a whole, Eagles fan 85 chiming in over there on YouTube saying, "Hey y'all, what's up, Eagles fan?" He says WWE's underusing Lacey Evans, turning her heel again. I completely agree with that statement. I think she was so much better as a babyface.
Oh yeah, big time.
Well, it was weird because sorry, Andy, didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I mean the weird part of it was that when you had Lacey as a heel, it was whatever at one point.
Someone vote this guy off the island.
I wish I could, but it's his house. But I would say with Lacey as a heel, it was fine at first, but then they didn't do anything with her. They didn't have her win the championship or anything. And then on top of it, then they had her turn babyface, and it looked like they were going to put the belt on her then because they had her against the heel in Bayley, and they had her kid in the front row. They were emphasizing her history as a Marine, everything, and it's like, okay, they're going to put the belt on her and have her end Bayley's run. They didn't do that. It's like, it's like you had golden opportunities to use her, and you refused to use her at the end of the day.
Sorry.
I know. This is what they do. You should see it when we're trying to do stuff.
I broke the pen.
He does that all the time. All the time to me.
But no, I gotta agree with Edie here. Cesaro and Nakamura, I think, are the shot in the arm that the tag team division as a whole needs, right? Because you forget who are tag team champions until it really comes down. Oh, geez, until it really comes down to it. So I gotta go with Cesaro and Nakamura here, and maybe revitalize the SmackDown tag division because the Raw tag division sucks. Just in the sense that they haven't done anything. The Street Profits have been champions, and other than the comic spots with the Viking Raiders, they really haven't done a true title defense.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Raw's tag team titles, that it's just been straight up Street Profits Viking Raiders the whole time, really. I mean, who else did they get over there?
Not really any. I mean, you've got Andrade and Angel, and you have AOP when they're healthy.
That's the MVP's tag team. What the curb?
Butters, bud, you're super laggy.
I know, y'all are a little laggy too. But, like, what was their names? I don't even remember their names anymore. MVP's tag team he debuted.
I don't either. They were here for a cup of coffee and moved on.
And then on SmackDown, the Forgotten Sons have been completely forgotten.
Yep. The tag division as a whole needs just a jump start. All right, so MVP versus Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is your champion as he defends his United States title match.
I kind of almost see MVP doing it with the debut of the new title. MVP hold that title with the new bling.
No, it's too early to take it off Apollo.
I wouldn't take that off of Apollo. No.
The whole point of bringing MVP back is he's an enhancement talent at this point. He's a veteran who is there to get people over, whether it's on the microphone with Bobby Lashley or it's in the ring by cutting down Apollo the way he does, and when Apollo defeats him, it becomes that much bigger of a feat. And it was also a way to introduce this new U.S. title look. I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever for MVP to win this, even though I am an MVP guy, despite Andy's poor taste. And I'm going to have no choice because I'm used to this, unfortunately, with you at this point. But that being said, it makes absolutely zero sense. I couldn't disagree with you anymore. Butters, surprise, surprise. I'm going to go with easily Apollo here. I think Apollo's going to get a long run with this title.
I do too.
I think Pritchard really likes him. And Heyman liked him a lot too. So I think that's a good thing that guys like Pritchard and Heyman both back this kid, and rightfully so. I don't know why he wasn't given opportunities before, because he's shown that he could do a little something, especially even talking. I love it. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, and it's long overdue for him. You know, who he had all the talent in the world, and they put him in nothing. They literally did nothing with him for years.
Yeah, and he brings up an interesting point. And I haven't caught a lot of the actual promos. Is MVP still trying to get him to turn heel and join his little faction he's got going on? Or have they finally let that drop and let Apollo stand on his own 2 feet?
I think they're still trying. I think they're also trying to recruit, like Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. I feel like they're trying to go for another Nation 2.0.
Oh.
Hold on, something's happening over at Slammiversary. So I heard, because Chrome's volume's a little up, I heard that Eddie Edwards won the title, and now what's happening? Fill me in.
I'll let you know in a second. I want to wait and see how this ends up going down first.
Okay, so we'll keep going here. But no, I think Apollo, they need to kind of drop the Apollo Crews gag, join an MVP, and let him stand on his own and be his own champion with, doing his own talking and everything like that. You said, Maddie, it's the first 117, right? It's not the first 117. Is this a Star Wars thing?
No, it's actually a Power Ranger thing.
We'll talk about that because I need more details.
Okay.
If you could book this lazily, that's spelled right, who would be your WWE champion?
If I had to book it lazy, I would give the Smarks what they always wanted and let Dolph carry the championship. If I'm going to book this lazy, so be it. Screw Drew. That would be if I'm going to book it lazy.
I could agree with Matty there.
I mean, if I'm going to take the lazy route, WWE champ.
You could give it to R-Truth if you really want to be lazy.
Nah, shut up. You said lazy, not stupid.
All right.
He could be the 24/7 WWE World Champion.
Shut up. All right, Chrome. Give me an update.
All right. So we have a new Impact World Heavyweight Champion, Eddie Edwards.
Okay.
With the assistance of Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
Who debuted at the end there, teased as if they were going to join Ace Austin. And then Anderson hit Ace Austin with a cutter. Then they hit I forget what they call it, the magic stick or whatever the hell.
Magic Killer?
Magic Killer.
Whoa.
Wait, more stuff's happening.
So
I guess
there he is. There he is.
Who's he?
Is it Slater? Oh, it's EC3.
So wait, are they going to be the new Aces and Eights? We got to fill the dead air somehow.
Well, that was interesting. Sorry, that was interesting.
So EC3 came out.
Let me go back. Okay. All right. So Eddie Edwards wins. The Good Brothers are in the ring. They're drinking a beer. Raise Eddie Edwards' hand. And then it does like a little cutaway. And then you just see 3 slashes on the screen. And then they show a vision of a person in a hood. which is, I guess, what they've been teasing with the the person watching the TV reports.
Mm-hmm.
And then they pull their head down, their hood down, turn around, and it's EC3. And then he turned around, he had a drink in his hand, and he stared into the camera, and then he spiked the drink into the camera, and then they went off the air.
Interesting. Okay. Different. Different.
So just to fill the fans in, the viewers in who haven't seen. So if anybody didn't keep up with Slammiversary, we got the return of the Motor City Machine Guns. We had Heath Slater appearance. And we had the Good Brothers. And EC3. So that was 6 people.
And Eric Young.
And Eric Young. Oh, I mean, to me, he's irrelevant. I didn't even think.
Yeah, I know.
And the wonderful surprise of Rich Swann, who came in and danced in the ring again.
Yeah.
Did he have those little? Did he have those little wings he used to have on his trunks back in WWE? No. That looked like the Flash ears.
I didn't pay attention.
I don't blame you.
All right, moving on. Screw it. Let's get this out of the way. Eye for an eye match. Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins.
Rey Mysterio, end of story. Go ahead. I could care less for this match so much.
But see, I think this is where... No, Chrome, I'm going to let you go because you reacted first to his stupidity.
I mean, to say Rey Mysterio, end of story, no question, whatever, that's insane. That's whatever. Seth, I guess, maybe wins. I could see this being a schmaz. Nobody's going to lose an eye, guys. I would probably lean more towards it ends up being some sort of a schmaz. Or Dominic turns on Rey.
See, that's where I was leaning. I was leaning towards Dominic turning on Rey. Because I thought it happened like 2 weeks ago on Raw.
It's too early to do it, but I could see it.
I mean, I could see it, then just retire his father at SummerSlam.
I would say as long as it doesn't end where they had that AEW thing where Moxley was walking around with an eye patch, as long as they don't do that route.
Oh no, it's exactly how that route will go.
That is so dumb because that was dumb when AEW did it.
So we're gonna do it.
Well, that's stupid because you don't follow stupid shit that the competition's doing. That's just, I mean, if you want to one up the competition, fine. But if you want to do the same dumb shit they did or try to say we could do this better than you, that's like, it's someone losing their eye, but they didn't really lose their eye and they're walking around with an eye patch. It's not territory worth saying you did it better than the other guy. It's really not.
If you really wanted to, like you said, one up them instead of the eye patch, they could just put a fake contact lens in there and make their eye look white.
Oh my God, that's what they're gonna do. No, wait, no, back up. No, you can't do that.
What is it? To lose a pupil match, guys?
Yeah, wait a minute. They said they have to take the eye out of the socket. Wait a minute. Sorry, I forgot that's actually a stipulation here. What the fuck's happening?
So we're gonna
literally just describe a lose the pupil match.
It's 2020. We're having this conversation.
We're talking about pupils and irises going away here, but the actual ball staying. I don't even understand what just happened here, guys.
Oh, just my God. This is what happens when we talked about that AEW eye patch bullshit.
This is your fault. Your fault down there. You brought it up.
I did bring it up. I brought up how stupid that was. It wasn't. I didn't think somebody was going to piggyback off it and say something like that. Sorry, I should have.
Look who's sitting next to you.
Well, technically he's not sitting next to me, but still, you know.
Technically on my screen, he's next to you.
He is in this studio, Maddie.
All right, fine. I will take the heat for that one. Still, it's a dumb idea. Let's just call it. Let's just all agree on that. It's a dumb idea. But anyway.
No, I think Seth wins here. To Butter's point, albeit stupid, The one thing he did say is I could see this is where Dominic turns on Rey. And like I said, when they were out in the ring a couple weeks ago and Rey kind of moves in front of, not moves in front, Rey and Dominic are there. Seth comes out and Dominic moves behind his dad. It's like, I've watched enough wrestling to know something bad's going to happen here, right? He's going to attack him from behind. We've all seen it. And then it didn't happen, right? And I'm okay. I thought it was too early in the story, but I could see that being a SummerSlam match, Dominic versus Rey.
I think it's too early to have Dominic and Dominic is so. I think it's too early to have Dominic turn on his dad in his career. Like to me, it's just ridiculous. It just doesn't make much sense to me to do it at this point. Do I want to see Dominic versus Rey at SummerSlam? No. I think it's stupid. I mean, Dominic's going to be a talented kid. I believe that. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Makes no sense to me.
Edie saying Seth versus Mysterio will be a horror match for sure. I can't believe I'm reading this next sentence out loud. Also, whoever lost his eye will debut as Captain Caribbean with eye patch. Oh, God, get it off my screen. Eagles fan 85 saying, I'm hoping Sasha wins tomorrow, and then we have a winner-take-all SummerSlam match between her and Bayley. Well, let's dive right into it. Asuka versus Sasha Banks.
Asuka.
Asuka retains the title.
Man, I was really hoping Maddie was going to say Sasha just to
you want me.
I was wanting it.
You are trying to bait me so bad. Like,
yes.
Okay, you want me to do it so bad, but you're not going to get me. You are not going to get me. Nice try. Nice try. It was.
Somebody's going to bait him tonight.
Maybe. We'll find out.
But no, I think Asuka wins here. I mean, I know I said earlier in the show it would be nice for Sasha Banks to win, but Chrome makes a good point how, you're not going to switch shows and Bayley's going to keep the title and be the heel and Sasha's going to be the face. It does kind of write itself if Sasha had the Raw Women's title because they're on all three shows anyway. How Sasha and Bayley would come about if Sasha won and Bayley lost the title. But I don't think you're going to have Asuka lose here. It just doesn't make sense. And then Tut guy saying, Chrome, just Hulk out and leave already.
Bro, this shirt is way too sexy to do that.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
oh, my God.
Listen, bro. I'm bulging over here. I'm pushing the limitations of this shirt with all this sexiness. With that being said, I'm not gonna ruin this. I'm not ruining this wonderful, sexy shirt.
Oh God!
Is that why you got that button undone up there, Chrome?
Hey, I had to let a little bit of the flavor out.
I got you.
Taco meat in there.
I mean. Ew. All right, we have to get the female audience, so understandable.
That's right. Somebody.
Ralph's going home. Ralph's giving us to go home. Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the women's title.
Ralph's just waiting for us to talk about Undertaker so he can come on screen.
Hey, I mean, with the Undertaker though, they're doing another last ride. After Extreme Rules tomorrow.
Oh, there's like a bonus episode, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Tales of the Dead Man. That could be just bonus stories, right? Who knows?
I was about to say, we gonna get a Tales of the Crypt reboot with the Undertaker telling the stories now?
Would anybody be mad about that?
No, the episode's gonna end with a gotcha. I'm not really retiring. You'll see me at the next Saudi show.
So that would make me so mad.
So is this supposed to be? So is this supposed to be like stories of like backstories of like matches and stuff like that?
I don't know. I the article that I read wasn't really descriptive on what it was. What I'm guessing that it's going to be is it's stories that were originally filmed in the Last Ride documentary, but just never made it on air.
Got you.
That's what I would have to assume. Why else are you calling it last?
Almost like a director's cut.
Kinda. Bailey versus Nikki Cross.
Bailey.
Yeah.
I hope Nikki wins it.
It'd be nice, but then you might end up with that. If Nikki wins it, you'd almost end up with that Alexa versus Nikki feud, maybe.
I don't see. I could see that happening. I don't like that either, but I could see that happening.
Yeah, that would be your best friend's breakup feud right there instead of Bailey. Sasha.
They would do that before Bailey Sasha.
They've done everything before Bailey Sasha at this point. Dolph will win the WWE title back before they do this freaking storyline.
Don't you say that because he might win tomorrow.
If he does, I'm going to cry laughing. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, I'd be all for it.
Of course you would, Butters. Fucking Land O'Lakes down here, seriously.
He did it! He did it!
I struck the match on that one. My bad.
I've always been a fan of Dolph Ziggler. I don't even know where his shirt is, but I actually do have a Dolph Ziggler t-shirt lying around here somewhere. I can't find the damn thing.
Big fan, can't find a shirt. Okay.
I know, right ass pink shirt too.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
He's buttered toast now.
Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler in a to-be-determined match for the WWE title.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
Drew.
it
Maybe-
makes sense to take it off.
Maybe this is where we get the testicle versus testicle match.
Maybe.
I could almost see this match being a blindfolded, one hand behind your back type match.
If this isn't something gimmicky, I might be mad.
I mean, if they're gonna go like Chrome was saying, if they're gonna do the testicle versus testicle match, if Dolph's gonna lose,
How
then
is
it has
this
to be.
real life?
Then it has to be Nikki Bella coming out and kicking him in the nuts. That's just how it has to be.
How is this real life? It's that we're talking about an eye for an eye match. A man eats his dog.
I don't know if you guys could see this, but I legit did start to Hulk out of the shirt.
No! Go on!
So wait a minute, hold on. But so the first 117 though said the first one to Hulk out gets $50. Pay up.
Does that count? If that counts,
That counts.
my belly tried to Hulk out of the shirt.
Judge ruling that counts. Pay up. We'll drop the PayPal in here.
Damian saying, "What's up, Ace Ventura?"
I like that. Yeah, but all right. So, Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt Swamp Match.
Bray Wyatt. I mean, since it's not for the title, this is where I see Bray taking that win over Braun.
I agree.
If Bray doesn't win, I think it's a travesty.
Yeah, I think Bray wins and you get the third match of the series against The Fiend at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think we do see The Fiend at SummerSlam.
The Fiend will regain the title back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it's good for Braun's character to kind of go through these different versions of Bray.
Agreed.
And
I've really liked this storyline a lot.
I have too.
I don't know how you guys felt. I'm curious to ask you guys. I know when this kind of started, it felt like, oh man, this is a rush that we're going right to Bray Wyatt. But as it's played out and been what's pretty clearly going to be a 3-month, 3 faces of Wyatt scenario, I actually think it's been some of their best storytelling in any company right now that they've done, especially during this whole pandemic issue, where I think things have been a little bit different. You have to get creative. I'm very, very happy with this.
Agreed.
And I agree. And I feel like they've been pacing it properly instead of just boom, boom, one right after the other. They just kind of spread it out a little bit, paced it, put a little something in between to kind of keep us interested, but still kept the pace,
Yeah.
So
they kind of gave each one their own month of a story to tell. And they've backtracked through a lot of the history. It's been very, very well done.
It really has, and it's been more or less Bray kind of controlling the story and Braun having to react to it all, which is when I think Bray does better work, is when he's in control and is able to tell the story the way he wants to tell the story. So it actually just crossed my mind because I thought about it. It's no surprise that the Good Brothers showed up at the end of Slammiversary tonight, because I read an article and I had it pulled up and I just closed out the iPad, that the original idea was for them to debut during the main event match and attack Tessa.
I actually read that right before the show started today.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I didn't see that.
It was meant to garner them like a hell of a ton of heat.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
You know what, though? Proves the point. If he had a sweet, sexy ass shirt like that, his ass wouldn't have been tearing it off like that.
Well, that's why I haven't torn off this shirt that you can only get at phillydrinkers.com.
I had to tell him he had to get me an SNES tomorrow just to do that.
So, guys, that is Extreme Rules. Does anybody else have any? Wait.
Just going to give a quick shout out to somebody here on the book. Guillermo Cardoso, I'm going to say.
Okay.
Says, say hello to Sao Paulo, Brazil. So, hola.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know. And hopefully in Brazil, you guys got sweet, sexy shirts like this. Hey!
Theirs look better.
I will say this. I am a little sad for Extreme Rules. We don't have at least one Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
I mean, for the namesake of the pay-per-view, give me the match. Hell in a Cell, you got a Hell in a Cell match. Money in the Bank, there's a Money in the Bank. TLC, come on.
But that's where they're going to get away with it with the horror show. With the Wyatt Swamp fight, the taglining at the horror show. That's where they're going to get away with that.
Boo.
I mean, at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, when it comes to like the Extreme Rule matches, I mean, it's one of those perfect examples of, doing gimmicky stuff. You can get away with that in Extreme Rules, because Extreme Rules can apply to almost anything because it's extreme. So that's what they're taking it on. That's why they also had the horror show, just for the hell of it.
I mean, hey, at least it's not as extreme as a Punjabi prison match.
Ugh, don't ever go watch one of those live. Don't ever.
No, that's not true, Maddie. Pay $400 to sit third row, watch it live, and then when you can't see anything, complain to WWE you couldn't see anything, so you get free NXT TakeOver tickets and Extreme Rules Baltimore tickets.
There
Boom,
you go.
bitches. There you go. By the way, spot on, Maddie. Worst match to watch live ever. You know what's crazy too, Maddie? I don't know. I mean, maybe because you're younger and stuff. Like, I always enjoyed when they would try different things. And, like, I remember the first time I watched one of those, I was like, it's kind of a weird match, but I kind of enjoyed it. Like, it would be cool to see one of those live. And then when I did, I was like, this is fucking terrible. Like, this might be the worst thing I've ever seen live of any kind of entertainment, of anything.
So the question,
I'm including like elementary school talent shows, guys. Might be the worst thing I've ever seen live. It's pretty terrible.
So I know where you were sitting. Matt, where did you sit for Extreme Rules?
I was in like I was in the 100s section of the Wells Fargo Center.
So my
I was a little
question
high.
is, the higher up you are, and I know
Gentlemen.
Wells Fargo isn't that. Oh no, you're out of the bubbly.
I only have 2 bottles left now.
Only 2 bottles, he says.
Listen, buddy, I'm saving a bottle for you when you come.
Woohoo!
Unless you're a prick,
First
then you don't get it.
Huh?
First flight to New Jersey tomorrow.
Unless you're a prick, then you don't get it.
Yeah, well, I learned from the best.
Maddie.
Okay.
Damn it, where was I? That totally threw me off the whole bubbly bit. Oh no! So the higher up you sit, was it a better view? I know Wells Fargo isn't that big of an arena, right? But higher, like, because we sat all the way up for Royal Rumble, like literally our backs were up against concrete. That was a great. Those were great seats though, because we sat on the wall, not in the seat.
Oh, okay.
So like, because we did Elimination Chamber the year it was here in Houston, and we were on suite level, and that was a bitch to watch. Because the way the new pod was set up and everything like that, you couldn't see a lot of the in-ring action.
Yeah, I mean it was a little bit more visible in that, because the higher up you go, you can kind of see people moving around, but then there were parts where you couldn't see them because they had camera guys in there. They had the freaking, the freaking Punjabi stuff would block you. The refs would block you. It was ridiculous. Just trying to keep track of everything.
The only gimmick match that is exciting live is a ladder match. Like when you talk about extra elements, I'm not talking about just like an extreme. And now I'll even include street fights because these fuckers fight in the crowd and you can't see half of it. Then they go to the back and you can't see shit and you're watching up on television. It's bullshit. They all suck. You can't see nothing. Give me the blue cage back. At least you can fucking see through a big block like this. Instead of this little shit like this and a bunch of chain links, a bunch of bullshit. You can't see nothing. Hell in a Cell sucks to see live. A Punjabi prison, I don't even think a Punjabi prison actually looks like that. So it's a really terribly named gimmick.
Ralph, Google search it.
They all suck. Unless it's a ladder match. That shit is good.
I'm honestly surprised when you bring up the old school blue cage. I'm surprised we haven't gotten just a throwback match inside the old school blue cage here.
I've always hoped. First of all, I'm disappointed that they don't do the old school Raws anymore because I loved those.
Yeah.
And I always hoped that they would do one old school blue cage, or they still had it for St. Valentine's Day Massacre and made it black. But just that style of the cage, I'd love to watch one more great match with that. And they were able to do so much with it. Now, I know it was very unforgiving. Guys who have been in it talk about it. It was rough to do those matches. But I always think about SummerSlam 94 with Owen and Brett. And just the way that they were able to tell a great story. And Owen and Brett are climbing out, and because of how that cage structure was, they were able to have Brett trap Owen's leg in the cage so he could climb out while he was upside down. Like, how iconic of a visual is that?
Right.
And I just feel like we've seen the same shit over and over at this point. Like, I'm ready for something different or something throwback. Like, for Christ's sake, guys, if fanny packs can come back, why the hell can't a fucking blue cage?
How the fuck did fanny packs just make it on this show?
Because The Rock wore one on Raw one time.
So let's recap. Let's recap the shit we've talked about tonight. Okay?
Hey. Cheers.
Cheers. We've talked about a man getting hung from a cell, someone else getting their dog fed to them, a man riding his dad's casket like a surfboard while a cop car pulled it, an eye for an eye match, a testicle for a testicle match, and fanny packs.
6.
And hey, Brazil, I hope you got sexy shirts like this over there.
Oh, and sexy shirts.
Hey,
In Brazil.
In Brazil.
They did have to pick up Katie Vick.
Oh, 8. How could I forget Katie Vick?
So we have Punjabi Prison, 9. We're almost at double digits. We might as well keep going.
Oh, God. I mean, we also talked about a man stepping out of a flaming casket. There's 10.
People buried alive, and then all of a sudden they're fine like a week later.
11. We
By the way,
rolled
we're talking
over.
about other matches that are a pain in the ass to watch. War Games sucked.
Heck, while you're at it, why not a Taipei deathmatch or something? You know, screw it.
Are you making shit up now?
Actually,
No.
that's real. But they only do it in Japan because they're probably the only country that will allow you to do it. So,
Right? Get them black stars taped to them hands, boys, and get to going.
No.
ECW
All right,
Day 1.
gentlemen. Well, this crazy train's been definitely derailed once again. Tomorrow night is Extreme Rules live, 7 Eastern, 6 Central Time for those of you here in the great state of Texas. We, as always, hey, man, I'm here. It's a great state.
and the look on Crow's face is like, oh, please.
Well, just like New Jersey's a great state because Chrome's in it.
Okay, now you're just making stuff up. New Jersey is not a great state.
New Jersey does suck, but I was
Despite the fact
playing to his ego.
that Chrome is in it, this fucking state sucks.
I was playing to his ego. I took a shot in the dark, man.
Listen, just a rule of thumb. Jersey is the shittiest state in the entire union. Just always keep that in mind.
Of like higher United States.
Yeah, safe to say.
Like if we could just cut it at the edges and push, we'd be fine.
Or no, chop it off at the north, cut it off, and then just let that sail out. Keep the south part.
I have had some of the best pizza of my life.
What the hell was that?
No, it's my roommate walking and he said he had some of the best pizza of his life in Jersey.
All right, well there you go.
That is a smart man because he's right about that. You can't get pizza anywhere else like you can get in Jersey and Philadelphia. It's amazing.
Absolutely. So yeah, Extreme Rules is tomorrow night. Guys, don't forget, fill out your Universal Predictions ballots. They are on the show page, the In This Very Ring show page. Ralphie's going to drop them in the comment one more time for me, I say, with a question. God willing. Thank you, Ralph. And obviously, we do have to thank Ralph Delavecchio. He's the hardest working man in HD radio on Saturday.
Do we really have to?
Hey, got to give Ralph some credit, man. This man is up.
Since when do we have to do these things?
We have to because Ralph on a Saturday is up well before he's up any other time the rest of the week to produce a soccer show in the morning, kicking it stateside. He produces Jake's show, the weekly roundup, and then he stays up and drugs himself away from his video games to produce our show every Saturday night.
Chrome rant. Here we go.
Here we go.
I feel so bad for Ralphie right now. What a tough life Ralphie has. Fuck us all who are working 40 to 45 hours a week, plus doing A2D shows, plus doing whatever else we got. Fuck us all. I'm kidding, Ralphie. You know I love you. Don't get a cramp, Ralphie. I hope you didn't cramp up while producing all these shows today, Ralphie.
Don't be a hater.
See, if this was Ryan would have jumped in and say some comment. Ralph just drops little messages. It's the best.
Ralphie knows I love him.
No, we love Ralph too. And Chrome, Maddie, we love you guys. We thank you guys for joining us tonight for our Extreme Rules preview show. We'll be back here next week for a recap. Until then, check out all our shows here at A2D Radio, including Sports Hounds on Monday, Birds of a Feather on Tuesday. Chrome, any idea what you guys are talking about this week?
Not a fucking clue.
All right, good to know. The Fix in the PM on Wednesday, and I guarantee you Ralph doesn't have an idea what they're talking about this Wednesday either. Are you guys doing a show this Thursday for Lazy Booking?
We are, and I have no fucking clue what we're talking about then either.
Okay, but here's my saving grace. Maddie, do you know what you're talking about Thursday night?
we're going to try and continue our draft series. We're
Thank
going to do the
God.
early 2000s.
He had a clue. Somebody has a clue.
The only reason why is because Rob couldn't be on the show this week, so we pushed it back.
So, shit. So, on the road to victory Friday night, kicking it stateside weekly roundup, and then us rounding out the week on Saturday. But tomorrow, make sure you guys check out the flagship show, Agree to Disagree, right here on HUD Radio. And if you've missed any of the shows this week, you know where you can go back and find them? Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Speaker, and all your other wonderful podcast websites.
You can come back and listen to us again. With some
Don't
more
know.
of this
Stop
butter
threatening
love.
them. Stop threatening them. We want them to come back.
Hey, they know they want some butter love.
Butter love.
Listen. But don't forget, guys, you can go back and you can rewatch it in the archives, too, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I think Twitch has an archive. I don't fucking know. But if it does, you can watch it there, too. And don't forget, listen, some shows are able to be gone back and listen to an audio form. But I can tell you right now, you don't get shirts like this on podcast platforms. So go back and check us out on all the other visual platforms, okay?
I'm going to wear that on every show he's on this week just to make that plug.
I just want you guys to know I love you guys. I'm bouncing out early before you guys do because I got company. See you later.
Later. Love you, Chrome.
Peace,
love you
Chrome.
guys.
Crazy fucker.
But I will say, we now have the three faces of Chrome. We have regular Chrome, heel Chrome, and now sexy shirt Chrome.
No. Wait. We have, because heel Chrome is regular Chrome, right? Let's be real. Then we have ravishing Chrome.
Ravishing Chrome.
And then we have sexy shirt Chrome.
Yeah, but wouldn't ravishing and sexy shirt be almost the same thing?
No,
because
because one has a shirt on, the other doesn't.
Yeah.
And one has a weird mustache, the other doesn't.
And likes to take his robe off.
And then we have the dual faces of Maddie, right? We have his brooding, dwelling, caveman Maddie. And then we have Control Freak.
For my show, yes. That's Control Freak.
No,
But,
you, right here, right now, in this moment, you look like Control Freak.
I know. But you forgot about Ninja Matt.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Ninja Matt.
Third face.
Ninja Matt. Oh, Jesus God. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. Like I said, we got to throw a big shout out to Dr. Paul Vidal and Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Check him out on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. You know, Maddie, I missed your reads with the slam down and everything like that. Like, that's how I learned my reads. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com.
I know. I can't do it anymore because if I do, I'll literally break my laptop.
And Ambuck Services, your gutter and deck experts of South Jersey. QB54 brought our poll question to you. They are your premier tailgating game. And Butter's hat, my shirt, and a plethora of HUD merchandise can be found at phillydrinkers.com. Guys, we're going to see you next week right here on the premier wrestling show in this very ring. Live on HUD Radio. Later.